Hello, everyone, and welcome back to SNHU Esports. I'm Kaylee or Banjo, and today we're actually having a completely different lineup. I hope you are as excited as I am, because today, Madam, we are looking at SNHU Yellow.
Ooh, yellow, not the main roster, but
No.
the second one.
Yeah, so I mean, with SNHU Yellow, obviously we have a lot of changes as well. Not only do we have a new IGL Suka, we also have two new players joining the lineup with Hui and Marcus Pork. I know you are very excited about Marcus Pork.
I am.
But today we will be watching SNHU Yellow versus Utica University Varsity B. It looks like we have our map lineup up, so why don't we head straight into that? I know you are so excited for this first map, Madav. We have SNHU's pick, which is Bind.
Let's go.
They will be starting on attack. I cannot wait for Icebox.
That is true.
Icebox See, I was an Icebox defender when everyone was an Icebox hater, and this was before it was removed from the map pool ages ago. You know what I mean? So the fact that it's coming back, I feel like I'm finally getting my just due. You know, exactly everything that I was owed, I'm finally getting it. And, you know, Lotus as the decider, I think that's something that we see a lot. So it's still going to be really interesting because, once again, we are seeing a completely new team play.
Yeah, normally we see Bind as a decider, but seeing that as SNHU's pick is, you know, it's a bit of a change. Yes, it is yellow, but Icebox as well for Utica. Again, we have not seen that. I don't think we've seen it on stream like last semester even. Like, very rarely have we ever seen like Icebox. So.
No, I think I can count on one hand the amount of times we've seen Icebox, and it's just like, Icebox is such a cool map.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, I don't know about you, but I've been reading up a little bit on Valorant lore.
Lore? Valorant lore? Since when was that like a big thing?
Well, I was curious. I was really curious, and apparently, like, all of the green boxes are boxes of Radianite, and when the spike explodes, it's because it's capturing all the Radianite on a site to get transported to the B Earth, because there are two Earths in this mirrorverse.
Right.
And there's one map, Fracture.
Yeah.
There's one map where the Radianite is orange. And that's because it's on the other world.
Ah, that's why it's called Fracture. So that's an insane amount of detail that they put into this.
I know. You know, that's just my little fun fact for today's stream. So now every time I look at Radianite, I'm going to be like, oh my God.
We're in this world.
Yeah, you know, it's just the little things, am I right?
Yeah.
But, you know, as much as I'd like to talk about Radianite, we have to talk about our picks or people that we're going to see. So obviously we have seen two of our previous yellow players, Case and Seikwo, move up onto the main roster. And with that, they left a pretty big gap to get filled, which is why we have such a really, really, really cool new roster. We're seeing a lot of old and new faces alike. And have you been able to catch too much of their gameplay? Because I know I personally have not.
I have only seen one of their games. I can say that it's like, I don't want to spoil it for everyone, of course. So I mean, I'd rather, you know, leave that for the audience there. But their games, it's just as entertaining as Blue. So
of course, like, I expect nothing else. And it looks like Utica University Varsity B, it looks like we're having some pretty familiar faces joining us once again, you know, with the same lineup of Joyce, Will, Funhaverhov, Minxed, and Seeker. So I think this is going to be a really well-matched roundup today. And I don't know, like, I'm really genuinely excited for Icebox. Like, I don't know who to expect.
Yeah, I feel like Icebox has just been like, it's just so out of the meta, at least for Blue. You know, we always see those bigger maps, and we're so used to those like compositions where
we're having the maps with like 3 sites, a very clear and defined mid. Or like, if it isn't a mid, you have all of that ground where you can rotate around, like, you know, with Bind especially.
Yeah. But with Icebox, it's just like, we haven't seen in so long. So I'm really excited to see what the lineup is going to be. For whatever reason, I feel like we're going to see a Yoru. I don't know why.
A Yoru?
I feel like we are, just because on Icebox specifically, with the map changes, of course, you can still teleport to like so many places to catch players off guard, and they won't hear the noise.
I feel like we might see a Yoru on Bind, because
on Bind?
I may be wrong. You know, not the best Valorant player out there. I'm somewhere there. You know,
obviously high elo level, obviously.
But I feel like I've been seeing a lot of Yoru lately.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if he's back in the meta. I will say, though, that I might have to retract my previous statement from last week about Deadlock being the new meta, because I don't think I've seen a single person play Deadlock.
like after that game?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I believe that Deadlock, especially in higher elos, could be used really well. And just because of like all of her detaining abilities, you
Yeah.
know, you have the barrier mesh, you have the grav net, even annihilation, which is a guaranteed kill 90% of the time.
Yeah, if your teammates aren't there to help
Exactly.
you, you know, if they want to watch you suffer.
So with all of that utility, it's really useful, but at the same time, Deadlock, I feel like, can be a little bit more of like a single player because annihilation doesn't really help the team out.
I mean, yes and no. Like it's kind of like Reyna's Empress almost.
Yeah.
Where like it's like selfish. It's like a selfish ult.
But yeah, exactly. So I think it really depends, and I think the elo is very important when it comes to the selection of Deadlock.
Yeah.
But as always, some people that I'm hoping to see, you know, Gecko.
Gecko
Gecko is
okay,
my new
Icebox.
hyperfixation.
Icebox, we might see a Gecko. Like
Yeah.
Icebox, maybe not Bind. But like, but Icebox, I feel like we'll see like characters that we're just so not used to seeing, just because it's just those maps that we're like literally it's either super condensed or you're out in the open. Like that's literally the in between. So I feel like we'll see characters that we're not used to seeing all the time. So
on Bind, do you think we might see like? Okay, here's my lineup.
yeah.
I think we'll see a Brimstone. You know, smokes are so important, especially on a map as big as Bind.
Do you think we'll see double smokes though? That's
feel
a real
like
question.
As someone who just started learning how to play smokes, so what I've heard is that you don't actually choose to become a smoker. You are forced to become a smoker. That's what I've heard from everyone.
Yeah.
You know, so like born to not smoke, but unfortunately forced to smoke.
Yeah.
So I don't really know what we're going to be seeing, especially with such a new team comp in yellow. If we do see double smokes, though, who are you expecting to see?
Normally you expect to see Viper. That's just one of the smokers that you place down and you're able to just cut off so much like line of sight.
The Viper's Pit could come out really, really handy as well to contain a site, especially since sites are pretty small, I would say. Like you have that little contained area, you have all the boxes, you have dice that you can kind of hide behind.
So Viper would normally be one of the smokers, and then it's either Brimstone or Omen. Omen's good because if you want to like get in like kind of slow-ish, like you have Viper to block off the main sites, and you just have Omen to smoke off CT or Heaven if you're pushing a B or pushing A, I mean. But if you have someone like Brimstone, then you kind of just put all your 3 smokes down at the same time, and you just got to work with what you got.
All right. Well, it looks like we're about to see if we are right or not. So I'm very excited. Oh, okay.
I totally forgot about Astra. I totally forgot about it. That makes so much more sense.
Well, it looks like SNHU's pretty confident in what we're going to have. So let's take you through the lineup really quickly. Suka going to be running the Sky. That's going to be really good, I think, especially with all those ability to get so much information. Blitz on the Astra, Marcus Pork running the Chamber, Hui bringing that Raze out, and finally we have Potato with the Viper, just like you predicted. Why don't you take us through what we're looking at Utica?
Right now for Utica, we don't have a solid choice right up yet, but we're seeing Seeker hovering Chamber, Joyce on Reyna, Will on Raze, and Fun Haverjav on Sky, and the last one is Minx on Omen.
I think that's how you say his name. I would hope
assume
it is.
so. It's Minx.
See, okay, the thing I forgot about, Chamber on a map such as Bind, where you have so many long distances to look down, that could actually be a really, really great agent, especially with his Turtle Force, you know, coming out, and most of his abilities are being centered around sharpshooting and making sure you hit your target, especially in rounds where, you know, you're on pistol, you need to get very close contact. Having that utility could really be useful. So I completely forgot about him. I'll be so honest. I was just so excited at the fact that we might have a Gecko. Do we have a Gecko? No, we don't.
No. But I think the biggest thing for Utica right now is that they have 2 duelists here, and one of those duelists is Reyna. Normally, we don't see a lot of Reyna just because, like I said before, she's a very
selfish agent.
Exactly.
You know, yes, we did talk about this.
So it's really surprising to see Reyna come out, but on a map that's super open like this, her blinds can be extremely useful, especially when entering in. So the blind can come out, and then Will can just satchel in and just take control of site that way. They also don't have double smokes here, and that's also going to be a big play for them when they're going to be on the attack.
Looks like we're playing a little bit more default right now, with Utica playing extremely aggressively, pushing up all the way in market. Ooh, gonna take first contact with Blitz and just immediately rendezvous out. Hui actually gonna get that first pick of the round, finding Will. Battle of the Razes. we've got one clear winner for now. But you know, it's the first round, so we can't really say that as of yet. Got the Revitalize coming out. Ooh, Seeker coming out with a really, really nice pick onto Marcus Pork, but Hui following that straight up with a second pick onto Seeker. Hui is on a heater right now.
Yeah, and like you said with the Battle of Raises, that was the Battles of the Chambers right there too. So winner for that one. But now Utica is down a player here for the defense, and SNHU is gonna be able to get bombed down for onto A here. But
yeah, we didn't really talk too much about it, but it is almost in like just a mirror matchup.
Yeah, almost.
Utica is trying to entry in, but they're not quite able to get anything in as of yet. Potato going to find a pick onto Joyce, and Funhaver Hav going to get that trade back onto Potato. Funhaver Hav finding a second onto Asuka to bring that down to a 2v2. The spike is already planted, so as long as Hui and Blitz are able to stay there, Hui finding a third onto Minced. If he's able to play for time, and he doesn't even have to play for time as he gets a fourth really, really nice right-click pick onto Funhaver Hav, guaranteeing that first pistol round over to SNHU.
Yeah, that classic, you know, some people say, you know, might as well just buy a ghost. No. The classic, that's where you want to be with the classic here. As we already see on SNHU, we're seeing a lot of strong and heavy buys coming out here just to obviously assert dominance. No other reason here. But, you know, getting these guns can help them in the next couple of rounds here, especially for their bonus, which is this round right now. And, Utica, they're just going to be rocking with pistols. Nothing much here. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to run it down the same way they did before, or maybe play it a little bit slower because they have close contact weapons here, and it just might be in their best bet to just kind of stay slow, not really move too much. And
I mean, it looks like Minx is going to be playing super fast up at Showers, and we see Potato just capitalize on that and get that first pick onto Minx. And, you know, as Omen, obviously, you are able to use your Shrouded Step to try and get away, but even then, when you're out in the open in an altercation, you can't really use it.
Oh, absolutely here. And we're already seeing that Seeker here, he kind of predicted the attack that SNHU is kind of pushing on right now, and Blitz is actually able to get a pick onto him as they start to push out.
Especially when you're out in the open trying to get that ult orb, it's very easy to get shot down. Potato with that Vandal gonna get Will down as well. It's looking great for SNHU right now in a 5v2 situation. Tuka gonna get the plant down on B site. Oh, Blitz getting a really, really nice shot onto Joyce to bring that down to a 1v5. It's all up to Funhaver Hav. And with him and his classic against this team. Oh, he is gonna get a really nice pick onto Marcus Pork, but Blitz was third onto Funhaver Hav, just guaranteeing once again that round for them, and that was a really, really great bonus round to have.
Yeah, unfortunately for Funhaver Hav there, that chamber trip that he put near spawn there is just so hard to dodge or at least jump over without making any noise there. So luckily SNHU was just able to figure out where he was and was able to just watch for the flank here. And now everyone's buying Bulldogs, obviously best gun in the game. I don't see why they wouldn't here. But I'm wondering if Utica will still try and push up, even with these bigger Vandals that they have here, these bigger guns. Normally, for these first two rounds, that's what they've been doing. They've been kind of aggressive in that way. But I wonder this time if they're just kind of try and sit back and not get as impatient.
Yeah, like Utica has definitely been playing super, super aggressively, which is something that we see a lot with SNHU Blue. So seeing SNHU Yellow take a little bit more of like a passive route has been very interesting so far because it has been working amazingly for them. However, Joyce is going to open that round up with a great shot onto Asuka, but we can't forget they do have better guns right now. Ooh, really, really fast. Lucky kill coming out from Hui all the way out, and U-Haul Funhaver Hav is going to get that return pick onto him. However, Marcus Pork going to get caught out by both pieces of Sky Utility. Oh, not the best rendezvous, unfortunately. Will and Mince also able to find their own picks. It's off the Blitz, but unfortunately runs out of his Nebula straight into Will. And that was a great first round all the way for Utica.
Yeah, Utica held that pretty strong there. It was a little funny seeing the Bucky come out from Hui there, just satcheling in.
He got his.
He did get his.
See, I wish my Bucky would work like that. My Bucky, for some reason, like,
just gotta aim higher. You can't hit their toes.
See, that's the thing. I aim, and somehow my bullets end up on the other wall.
Well, is the enemy's head in the reticle? You know, in the little circle?
If I see the head, the gun can see the head. That's what I'm saying.
Right. But for this round here, SNHU is now going to be on the same level of Utica in terms of guns here, and we're seeing that they are playing really slow. SNHU, normally their blue are super aggressive, really pushing in a lot, and as I say that, of course, Potato gets a kill, just proving me wrong here, but we're seeing a lot of slow movement. we already see like Sky, Raze, and they're just kind of sitting back, waiting for them to push up.
I mean, look at Joyce. Joyce is all the way pushed up. He's going to look straight into Marcus Pork and Suka, who unfortunately look away at the wrong moment. That's a devastating loss for SNHU, as they're now down 2 players, and in a fight of numbers, they are on, you know, the shorter side.
Yeah.
Seeker is going to walk right into Hoy. Oh, Hoy's been poised all game.
Yeah,
he
been
has
pretty
been
good.
really, really well, and especially as one of the new players, this is great to see coming out of his team.
Absolutely here. Hitting his shot is just the biggest thing in this game right now. SNHU is now going to be pushing onto B side here, getting this bomb down, and their Raze is just going to wait for their team. There's no reason for him to really try and push up and try this 1v3 right now. He just needs for his team. He needs the Reina blinds to finally get this retake happening.
We've got that spike planted as well, and we see the snake bite just denying entry coming in from the CT side. And it's pretty obvious where most of Utica is, so SNHU is going to be holding that corner. Joyce sending that Lear out, trying to get a little bit more cover. Oh, Hoy getting Joyce through the Lear. Potatoes finding one onto Minx. Will going to get Potato. It's a 1v2. It's all up to Will. The spike is planted in a rather unfavorable position. We see the gravity well coming out, and it's just not quite enough as he's able to take Hoy down, but Blitz in the end is going to get that final shot onto Will. See that 3rd round heading over to SNHU.
Yeah, Will had the right idea there, just holding his crosshair, waiting for SNHU to push out 1 by 1 there. Unfortunately for him, though, he was vulnerable in that situation. I wonder if he wasn't vulnerable, if he would have been able to get those kills there. But it is now the next round. It is the fifth round, I believe. Here, SNHU is up by 2 rounds, and right now they're also pretty high in terms of ultimates, or they're even, I should say. Well, the Viper Spit is going to be huge for just taking a lot of space, and the Raze ultimate can be huge for just satcheling in there and just trying to get a kill, or at least scaring them off. It's just so good in different situations here. And
especially with Mind being built with, you know, corners and elbows everywhere. That Showstopper could do a lot of collateral damage. Oh, Potato looks straight into both Funhaverhov and Seeker, who are ready this time. They've been playing very, very aggressively by showers, as Minx is also able to find one. And it's looking a little bit dire for SNHU right now. The Showstopper goes off, not quite able to find anyone. Joyce finding his pick onto Marcus Pork. SNHU is slowly getting eliminated 1 by 1, and it is now a battle of 5v2. It's all up to Blitz and Suka, and it's going to be pretty tricky for them, especially since they're on 2 different maps. 2 different corners of the map. Funhaverhov going to take Blitz out. It's all up to Suka. He is stuck in market. Ooh, gets a really, really nice pick onto Will. But, you know, he does kind of give his location away. Funhaverhov going to be trying to get him, sees his body, and gets him for that 3rd pick of the round. Really unfortunate way to just look away right at that moment.
Yeah, it tends to happen there, you know, especially when you're the last one remaining, everyone's watching you. You know, you're just you're looking at all your angles, and you just have to go based on what comms have. If you especially haven't been in that area and you don't know where the enemies are, you just need to trust your teammates in that moment, and unfortunately just did not work out for him in that situation. And it looks like Hui actually did use his ultimate there. I don't believe he got a pick off of that, so that is also unfortunate. But Utica still holding strong with their ultimates. I don't believe they've used one, and the Sky ultimate can already do so much, especially on defending. Again, the Raze ultimate we talked before, and of course the Reina ultimate shoots faster, and when you dismiss, you're invisible. So it's really big, especially if you're just trying to pop off. And it looks like that's what the Reina's trying to do, pushing up so aggressively here. Oh my goodness.
Slow and controlled, almost wins the race as he's able to find one, but Blitz is right there to get that trade on him, and that's just strength in numbers. But it's down to a 4v4. Both teams still don't have too much gone in terms of, you know, people, but we do have to remember SNHU on their light buy, they're working with very close range pistols.
Yeah, they're just working with sheriffs here. And the only time they'll do a lot of damage is if they're gonna really hit their headshots. And again, if they're too far away, it won't be like a Vandal where it's an insta kill. They've got to be pretty medium range, almost like a Phantom here. And I don't think they're gonna try and push out too fast here. Just kind of take their time and maybe have the defenders push up again, because that's what their Reina likes to keep doing here. So I feel like they're just playing that same game here, but it looks like they're about to go out pretty soon with their smokes coming down.
They're rushing out really, really quickly this time. Oh, Ooh, Will going to stop that immediately by getting that pick onto Hoi. Oh, Funhaver Hob finding two onto Potato and Blitz, and Will getting one off with his showstopper. If Funhaver did not find those two, we might have seen a 3-man ult.
Yeah, that would have been insane there. But all of SNHU just kind of stuck together there. It made it really easy for Utica to kind of just spray and pray, because I mean, when you're all stuck in there, you don't really need to worry about the bullets going anywhere, because you're more likely to hit a person when you're just close up in that area there. So big win for Utica there. Now making it 3-3. Things are back up right even where they started there. And now SNHU finally has the Astral. Is it the Cosmic Divide? The Astral Divide? I always get it wrong.
I think it's Cosmic Divide.
I always get it wrong.
Pretty
I know
sure
I do.
it's Cosmic Divide.
Oh, Huey is just going to start this round off by getting a pick onto Joyce as well. I mean, every single time, their Reyna just pokes out here, and Seeker is also getting a head start here as well. And Potato is just going to get that pick, and Utica is already down 2 players in numbers.
Got your trail.
Oh, the Seeker's coming out, just like you said. That's going to give so much information over for SNHU. It's going to be great for them, especially as they try to entry onto B site, which is mostly clear. Will going to be hiding in that nebula, going to get a great shot onto Marcus Pork, using his blast pack to get back out into safety. He's going to try to get this ult orb as Suka tries to get the plant down in this 4v3 situation. And with Funhaver Hav being stuck in the TP. Oh,
my.
Will getting really, really good picks off both Suka and Hui, getting 3 off them. Potato also able to find one onto Funhaver Hav. This is getting pretty tense, especially as Will on his 4th kill, gonna try to get that defuse down as well. If he's able to get
Can he get the ace?
Honestly, if he's able to get the ace, we might be seeing another showstopper. Sticking it through that snake bite, but it's not enough as he's able to get a 4th kill and that clutch.
That was scary. That was scary. I mean, the defuse was literally, I want to say, a second off.
Literally, yeah.
Like,
he was right there, and he was sticking it through that snake bite as well because he knew that he had half that spike.
Yeah. So he just had to spray and pray in that moment and get that there. But now, 3-4. We already see that Seeker has his ultimate out, and especially being a chamber on the defense, you know, you're going to be able to have that gun and just absolutely annihilate anyone that comes to your crosshair. I mean, this gun is just one of the strongest in the games here. So just having that is huge. But it seems like just a lot of Utica is just so used to pushing out on defense here. We might see it again between the two skies. And it's just, I feel like it's just now working the best in their favor.
That Guiding Light going to get quite a lot of information for SNHU, but not quite using that information to push up at Hookah yet. Mantis and oh my goodness,
no.
they are playing right next to each other, but Potato gets the better in that altercation. Oh, that was tense.
Absolutely. Just standing right there with your crosshairs next to each other. I mean, you're just waiting for the other person to move first. There's not much you can really do, because if you push up first, you're worried that they're going to be there, and it's like same thing vice versa. But Minx just like, nah, we ball. They're going, he's going to go up there, and Joyce as well, just pushing up. Potato is going to get a couple of hits to the chest there, living on 51 HP. He's not going to peek that again. Go back with his team, who is pushing B here. The only question is will Utica be prepared for that?
Well, we do see 2 on site already, and Suga is going to get the better of Funhaver Hav. Oh, we are going to see those blast packs coming great, but Will is going to get the better of Hoi. Marcus Pork right there to get that trade onto Will, and I'm pretty sure that is Marcus Pork's first pick of the game.
Let's go, Marcus Pork. The strongest dude I know.
We're going to get that spike down, and we do see, like you said, the tour de force out from Seeker. Like you said, this is a really, really good piece of utility, a great ult to have, especially in a map such as, you know, Bind.
But is it good on the retake?
I don't think so, especially in a 4v2 situation. You know, you have to have just the crispiest aim.
Absolutely.
And it's a little bit scary because you have to remember everyone else has a Vandal. And as you see, Marcus Pork getting the last 2 onto both Joyce and Seeker, it just wasn't enough at the end.
Yeah, I mean, with the tour de force, it's really good for holding down lines on defending, but when you're just kind of there, like, without... we're just there on the retake, and you have 2 other members holding you that close. I mean, that scope is just gonna throw you off. For whatever reason, if an operator had like just a crosshair that was accurate, yeah, it would be broken, and yeah, everyone would be using it. But that's the only time an operator would be good in that kind of area, or any long-range gun for that matter, at least with the scope on it. But You gotta do what you gotta do in that situation here. And we're
Looks like
seeing
we're seeing
Utica.
a super quick showers push as Utica pushes all the way through Hookah with the showstopper coming out of Will. Oh, he is going to get stuck in the chamber slow, and that's just going to take everything away from them as they're all stuck over there. That is so funny. We are also going to see the Trailblazer come out, try to get a bit of information, but Potato going to get that first pick onto Mantis. This is going to be great for SNHU. They're already onto site. They've already got the spike down. Blitz also going to find that pick onto Will. Oh, Blitz finding a second onto Funhaver Hob, but Seeker right there to get that trade back onto Blitz. Seeker going to try to look for another, try to get lucky, getting a few picks off of Suka. But it's dangerous. It's once again, you know, a 4v2 situation. It's Seeker. It's I'm trying to remember. It's Joyce, I think, yeah. Joyce and Seeker against 4 members of SNHU. It is the same situation that we saw last time. We are going to see that Trailblazer come out as well. That's going to give way too much information, and in the end, it's better just to save, especially with them having lost this round, the last round. They need that economy.
Yeah.
They need to keep these 2 guns. Hoy, however, is on the hunt. He is going to fall, however. Joyce going to get 2 with Hoy and Potato. That is unfortunate, but we still do see that round go over to SNHU.
Yeah, I don't know if that push, trying to get those picks was really worth it here. Yes, they can afford guns still, but just barely they can. I don't think Blitz can afford a Vandal at full buy anymore. Is it so? Oh, just kidding. He can with the buy of his teammate there. But it doesn't matter because for Utica, only 2 of their members save their guns here. So as you can see, 2 of the members have to light by here with the sheriffs, and that's already going to put them at a disadvantage. With Seeker not even having his ultimate anymore, his operator, he can't toss his Vandal to anyone else. So they've just got to work with what they have here.
That Trailblazer getting a lot of information as it goes all the way through site. Not quite able to find anyone yet, but Potato getting that super early pick onto Seeker at Showers. You know, Seeker's been at Showers every single round. So has Potato, and you can just see them really working off that consistency, that routine, seeing who gets it better or who gets it first. Mantis also trying to get that back onto Potato. And it's the same situation we saw last round in Showers, and honestly, like, it's so scary to know that both of them are just side by side with nothing but a thin wall to separate them. Oh, Potato unfortunately falls to Mance. I feel like I'm saying his name wrong.
Minx?
Minx?
Minx? I mean, it's an X, and it could be literally any vowel.
I know.
Like it's so hard.
I want to say Mantis for some reason, but I feel like that's especially wrong. So if you're hearing the stream, please drop it down. Please let me know how to say your name correctly. Matt's getting another way to bring that down to a 4v3. We have the spike planted. He is finally going to fall to Marcus Pork, who is, you know, it was a slow start, but he's back in the game.
He's top dog. There's no other way to say it here. Gonna see Joyce as well, who also popped their ultimate, is just gonna be really aggressive on this retake.
Oh, Stuka holding this corner. Will's not even going to fall into it as Marcus Fork is right there to make sure that Suka does not fall as Marcus Fork finds his 3rd onto Funhaver Hop. Marcus Pork is having a great comeback.
Marcus Pork is amazing. That is the best name you can ever have, like ever. If your name is Marcus Pork, I love you. Like from the bottom of my heart. Like it's such a good name.
Yeah, what a little, you know, just a little Valentine's cheer, Marcus Pork. You do have a supporter out there.
Absolutely.
You know?
I am your #1 supporter. If anyone else says they're #1, they're wrong. Okay, that's just the truth there. But hopping into this next round here, we're already gonna see SNHU kind of do a little bit of a split, the same thing that they've been doing. Potato kind of lurking over towards that Showers mid area, and we see Joyce just ready to get in a fight, just pushing up like always here. And while most of SNHU is gonna be towards Utica, we actually see a lot of the defenders kind of push towards that area. Marcus Pork, absolutely amazing. Again, getting that pick onto him.
Also getting that pick onto Funhaver Hop, but Will right there at Tree going to get that pick right back. Mance finally finding Potato. I was just gonna say, oh, they were doing that little Showers, you know, back and forth hullabaloo. I was very curious about who would finally get the upper hand. But we do see SNHU on site. That is going to facilitate a full rotate over from Utica. Oh,
he still gets the damage onto him. Left on 51 HP. He's kind of just got to move around with Seeker there. There's not much what they can really do, especially in a 2v3 scenario, and everyone on SNHU has their ultimates. It's going to be really hard to try and push in, but he does have 2 smokes there. He can block off these lines of sights pretty easily for him. It all matters on what they're going to do after.
That dark cover is going to come in super handy, but not so much for Utica. You know, they're going to find it pretty hard because now they have a lot more ground that they have to cover. Mance is going to be holding the smoke. Oh, Seeker going to find one onto Blitz as Hui finds his third onto Seeker. It is now a 1v3 situation, but 1v3? I meant to say 1v1, but we see that showstopper coming from Hui with a beautiful 4-kill that round. Hui has truly been popping off.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw, again, all of them having ultimates there. I mean, it's just, yes, you can absolutely just run in with a showstopper, but using it as a post plant is like a whole nother story, because not only if you just pop, what I've seen people do, like higher elo players, I'm not saying these guys aren't, but I'm just saying, I'm not saying that.
You can't even throw that shade on them. Like,
it's out of
your elo
context.
is
It's out of
all the
context.
way down there.
But they'll pop the ultimate and then just not move, and then they'll just get off a bomb.
That Cosmic Divide has already been popped it immediately, actually. So we can expect an extremely fast A hit from SNHU, and we see them all congregating already. Potato push up all the way in shower is going to be attempting the same thing, but it doesn't look like Seeker is looking to play that game today. Man's going to try to get up into U-Haul as Seeker gets that first pick onto Suka. Blitz right there to get that trade back onto Seeker, and the Cosmic Divide unfortunately goes down. Wasn't quite enough time for them to get the plant down. Marcus Pork using his Turtle Force going to try and hold Heaven. Ooh, Potato finally making his way up shower is going to find one onto Will. Mance going to get a nice shot onto Hui, finding a second onto Marcus Point, and it's a 1v3 situation. We see that Viper Spit come out Potato. He is going to try and use that to rotate all the way over to B, and you know, he has enough time to do that. He has 50 seconds left. Oh. Mance with that rotate though.
It's gonna be huge with his ultimate there, just teleporting back into that elbow area. It's just far enough and close enough to where you can't hear it and where you can just retake from a good angle here. And Potato has so many angles to choose from. He has the flank, hookah, and elbow. He's got to isolate these fights if he wants to win this. But FunHaverHob
How did we
has
even
walls.
see him?
We need to check his PC now. Just gets that headshot onto him. Very unfortunate stray bullet there. Must have just been shooting.
See, I wish my gun worked like that.
Right? Can you imagine just every stray bullet, like every checking bullet you shoot, it's just a kill?
That would have been
Can you imagine?
So perfect.
But that's going to be unfortunate round for them, but it is going to be switching over here. I'm really excited to see how Utica is going to go about attacking here or just for pushing up, because they're lesser in smokes, and that's less coverage. And if SNHU can just hit their shots, they can just shoot out the Reyna blind and just that's it. I mean, they can get kills like that. Yes, the Sky blind is also super important, but if Sky's dead, I feel like it's gonna be super hard for Utica to try and push up here. And not to mention, having your Reyna gone, you're already down a duelist, and you're just limited to one blinder. So it's I'm really surprised. I'm gonna be. I just want to know how they're gonna do this. That's really what I'm trying to say.
We're looking at a really solid B push coming out of Hookah, but you know, it's still pretty slow for now. That Paranoia coming out. Oh, it's gonna get them into Hookah. Potato getting a nice shot, 2 shots onto both Joyce and FunHaverHob, as Blitz is also able to get one onto Will. That takes it down immediately from a 5v5 to a 5v2.
Absolutely. Seeker here is literally seeking around, just taking his time, moving around. Minx is going to be the last one here in this area, versing 3 opponents there. Marcus Pork comes out on top as always, gets that headshot onto him, and Seeker, he's the last one remaining. It's a 1v5. He gets that pick on the Potato, but everyone else just surrounds him. And
I think I'm hearing a little bit of bias coming out of you.
No, absolutely not. I don't know what you're talking about here. Marcus Pork, I mean, he's just doing something.
It's Marcus Pork.
It's Marcus Pork. It's like he's like the Taylor Swift of Valorant. You know what I mean? He's insane
The
here.
Taylor Swift of Valorant. Do you think Taylor Swift would play Valorant?
No, because Marcus Pork does it for her. I mean, so Marcus Pork, I mean, he's a guy, and he's actually going to be using the Outlaw here. It's a gun that I feel like we don't see too much.
We saw the Outlaw a little bit at the beginning, like when it got released, but we've definitely been seeing a decline in the Outlaw. Once again, seeing that really fast B push coming out. Ooh, that Gravity Well might do wonders in just delaying their push. And poor Blitz is just getting blinded again and again and again. First with that Paranoia, then with that Guiding Light. Joyce is going to use that to get that pick onto Blitz. That was so unfortunate. You know when your screen just goes blind for like a full 20 seconds?
I love playing Flash Simulator. One of my favorite games.
Joyce gonna get that second pick onto Suga. Potato getting that jump in mid-air. Really, really nice pick onto Joyce, who's already done so much damage onto SNHU. It's a 4v5 situation. We're still seeing Marcus Pork on A.
I mean, they haven't fully committed towards B here. If anything, Marcus Pork just kind of hold down a little bit, make sure his trip is still in range of him, because if they decide to kind of push out towards this area, they'll know exactly where they are. And that's why it's so important for him to kind of stay back in this area here. But it looks like that trip is going to go off pretty soon here, especially with it getting deleted.
Seeker gonna use that TP to join the rest of his team over at B, but not really the rest of his team.
Yeah, the bomb is going to be on A here. It's just Marcus Pork with the Outlaw.
They are going ring around a Rosieing as Potato finds that pick onto Seeker. That Outlaw gonna come in handy as he gets that nice pick onto Funhaver Hop, using his rendezvous to get all the way back to a safe position. Gonna look up at Heaven, gonna try to get another pick. Might be poised just to get Will, but looks away at the wrong moment, and we see that dark cover come down. Potato on his third, gonna find Will. It is now a 1v3 situation. It's all up to Mengst as he tries to make his way against U-Haul. It's gonna be really tricky, and we do see him unfortunately fall to Hoy for a really, really nice round coming out of SNHU.
Yeah, I mean, he just has a classic there. Not much he can do, especially with his blind and his dark cover use. There's literally, it's so hard to win as Omen, because yes, you have like your smoke coming back, but like when you have nothing, like it's like you just have to rely solely on your aim, and just the classic is just not enough to compete with the best gun in the game, the Bulldog there. So but yeah, I don't know. Did you have any thoughts on that round? I feel like that round, like you said, like ring around the Rosie, he deleted the trip and then went into TP.
See, my problem is that I can never predict anything. So it's like I'll be looking at them and I'll be like, oh, they're going here. Never mind. They're somehow all the way over there.
I know, they're just playing so weird.
With Bind, it just makes me even worse. Oh, Blitz getting that beautiful shot onto Joyce. Wow, talk about timing.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, getting like literally threading the needle there. I don't know like how much of Joyce really saw Blitz there, but like it was such a small window. Like I don't know. That was just like it was cool.
You ever get those shots that make you shit your pants and you're like, oh my god, I cannot believe I just got that shot.
No.
I feel like that would have been one of those shots. Marcus Pork once again holding this corner all the way over at Showers. We might see Seeker walk right into him. What a shot coming out of Marcus Pork. Maybe Marcus Pork has found his gun with that Outlaw.
That Outlaw is doing a lot of damage. I forget the exact numbers, but I believe it's like 140 to the body. I mean, that is just insane here.
I heard it was a guaranteed kill on the second shot, but I could be completely wrong. Will gonna get that pick as well. Marcus Pork pulling out the shorty. Oh!
Marcus Pork just forever on top. I mean, he is him. Just absolutely deleting Utica here as he pushes in, getting that kill onto Funhaver as well. All down to Minx once again. Gonna back up into U-Haul as a safety there, but unfortunately he falls. He must be hacking because there's no way Marcus Pork dies there to a normal player.
Well, I think I'm hearing a little bit of bias.
No,
I think I'm hearing just a little bit of bias.
I don't think
No.
you're hearing anything.
No, am I wrong?
I think you're wrong.
I'm so sorry. I must get my ears cleared.
Cleared.
It's really late.
It is really late.
Like,
it's
I've
like
been
9
talking
o'clock
for
right now.
all the day, and now I have to talk more, and my tongue just doesn't work.
It's okay. I'll cover this next 20 seconds here. It is 4-11. SNHU has been on a very strong streak.
The op on Marcus Pork.
I mean, he's getting serious here. He's upgrading from the Outlaw to the Operator, and then after the Operator, it's his ultimate. So
yeah, he
hopefully
is
he can do that
away from his ultimate. Actually, we are looking at a pretty good lineup for ultimates with, we've got a few being 1 away, we've got a few being 2 away, so we might be seeing a round full of ultimates within match point. Marcus Pork going to get that first shot onto Menx. He definitely was not expecting that at all. Joyce and Will going to be trying to get this close angle at Hookah? U-Haul? Oh, Marcus Pork is holding this, and he is going to find another onto Joyce. This is just the Chronicles of Marcus Pork now.
Absolutely. I mean, he's got the Operator here. He's got to stay back. Hui is also going to help him out and get a pick of his own there. But oh my god. I thought he was going to just hit a straight bullet and get it, but Seeker is just sneaking up right behind him. He misses the first shot, but gets the second onto Marcus Pork, and Blitz is also going to get a headshot onto Funhaver here.
It's all up to Seeker. Going to try to bring that op back, and not quite able to get it before clicking his rendezvous.
This is just, it's just like into standby here. Seeker has the ultimate. The dog comes out. He does see him. They are going to try and push him here, but with an operator, it's also scary. It might just be best to run down the clock here. Getting this duel can be very scary in the moment, but Suka with the wide swing.
I don't think he was expecting that wide swing. I was just going to say that. See, that's one of the biggest downfalls of an operator. You know, obviously he does so much damage having that one shot potential and everything, but with that comes the fact that if someone swings just a millimeter out of your crosshair, you're done for.
Absolutely. I mean, you have to be so precise.
Yep.
We saw before, like, not even before, like, this is like a year ago, I want to say. The operator had such a bigger reticle, like a bigger bullet, and they put it down by so much. And it's not even like an unfair thing. It's like a pretty good thing that they did that. But before, you could like swing randomly. Oh my god. Marcus Borg. Do I have to say any more?
Double. That was just
That's a
collateral onto... Wow.
Marcus Pork, I mean, do I need to say any more here? Like, that is the gameplay that Marcus Pork is going to bring us to.
Especially having that on match point, I think that just guaranteed this round win. Genuinely being down 2 members immediately. And I don't think they expected that. Not even just having that turret of force take one of them out, taking both of them out, just with Seeker being collateral to poor Joyce. Like, this is just unfortunate. I would not want to be in either of their shoes right now. Suka, having picked up that off, also going to find one onto Minx, and it's a 5v2. They still haven't been able to get the spike down as of yet. They are forced out of every single site.
This is going to be really hard to try and push here, especially with Funhaver having the Vandal and Will only having a Guardian. The lack of abilities, not lack of abilities, they don't have a lot of stuff to really work around with. We see Hui and Funhaver have... Funhaver is getting really close, a lot of ages with each other here. And it's in this 2v5 scenario, you want to play fast, but not fast at the same time.
Almost, but not quite, as Marcus Pork steps in to get that trade with yet another. And Marcus Pork with a 4K, and that 13th round heading over to SNHU Yellow. What an incredible first map, actually, coming out of both teams, because...
I mean, that worked so well for them.
So good.
Especially for Vine, I believe it was a SNHU pick, correct?
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, it just worked out so well for them. 4-12. I mean, that's a pretty strong lead there. Or 4-13, I guess, if you want to call it.
They had 6 rounds.
No, I think it was 4.
Was it 4?
I'm pretty sure it was 4.
Huh.
It could be 6, but I think...
My eyes are probably
I thought it was 4.
But, like, as you said, that was an incredibly strong start to this first game. Next up, I think we do have Icebox. And, you know, if their bind went this well, I think their Icebox is going to go even better. But then again, Icebox is Utica's pick.
That is true. So Utica may have more practice on that. I mean, I would assume they did.
It's definitely very unconventional, because we have not seen Icebox yet, and I don't think Icebox is generally what SNHU gravitates over to. But, you know, there's only so much we can ponder about it, and I know you guys are as excited as we are for this next map, but we are going to take a very quick 5-minute break, so don't go anywhere. Go grab some water, because this next map is going to be even better than the last one. All right, we'll see you guys in 5. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to SNHU Esports. You guys might be thinking, wow, that was a lot shorter than 5 minutes, and wow, we're already in Agent Select, and you know what? You'll be right on both accounts. But look, they are so excited for this next Icebox map, and who could blame them? Because after that first match, I know I am raring to go. So why don't you take us through what SNHU has?
Okay, so for SNHU, we see Suka on Sova,
Let's
Blitz
go,
on Reyna,
Sova.
Marcus Pork on the Chamber, staying on that, Hui on Deadlock, and Potato on Viper.
I think I'm just a liar. Every single time I say something, I just get misproven.
Oh my.
But anyway, on Utica, we have Seeker on the Chamber, Joyce back again on the Reyna, Will following up with that Viper, Funhaver Hav on the Jet, and Minx on the Phoenix. We're seeing
There are 3 duelists.
3 duelists.
Three
That's what I
duelists
was
on their
gonna
team.
say.
I mean, that is wild. Will has smokes there. I mean, we're seeing the same in smokes. The only difference is that Jet has their 2-second smokes.
Yep, her
that
cloud
they got
bursts.
us. But other than that, I feel like I'm not too sure what to expect here. The Sova is really important for Icebox as well, because if you know lineups, this map is so perfect for just any Sova lineup or just anything like recon wise for Sky.
Guess how many
Breach,
lineups I know?
How many lineups do you know?
More than you do.
You're lying. I was the biggest lineup Larry for Sova and Viper.
The fact that you called yourself lineup Larry
I-
just told me everything I need to know.
Oh, okay. That's a little rude, but that's me.
You
You're being
just
mean.
called yourself
No, it's different.
lineup
Oh,
Larry.
it's different. It's different.
All right.
It's different here. But as we go into this round here, we're already seeing a lot of SNHU just kind of put themselves near mid here as they start to push up with ease. I mean, they're just running right through it. They do not care what's happening to them right now.
You know, as Icebox is newly back in the rotation, we are also seeing a lot of changes coming out, and Will going to get that first pick onto Hui. We cannot forget that this is Utica's map. This is Utica's map pick, and we see Seeker. Will just on a rampage, getting 3 onto both Blitz and Suka. It's down to a 1v5. It's all up to Marcus Pork. Poor Marcus Pork caught at yellow with all 5 members staring at him straight in the face. He is going to be able to get one onto Seeker, but unfortunately it is not enough in the end as Joyce is able to find him for that final pick.
Yeah, like you said, for Utica, this is their map pick here, so they're gonna be a little bit more on the I don't want to say advantage, but they have. I would assume they have more practice than SNHU would, as we have not seen this map very often here. We're seeing a lot of sheriffs coming out from the team, so still trying to fight without backing down here, and just getting at least a couple picks can reset them pretty back, and will just only help SNHU get more picks after this round here, assuming that this is a round that they are going to be losing, as Utica does again have better guns in their favor here. So Joyce with the Marshall, I believe, is just going to be holding down these long sights, trying to get a pick. We do get a little bit of a split second of trying to fight each other there, but they now know where they are, and they're going to be rushing towards them.
That recon bot finally coming out, going to try to get a little bit of information. Gets one clean spike. Clean swipe. Oh wow, that took me a long time. And in that long time, we see a lot of shots getting fired, a lot of picks getting made. We are going to have altercations all the way down to a 3v1 now, as Joyce is able to find the final onto Potato. And unfortunately, Suka just not quite able to make any shots connect, as Will, using that Bulldog, better gun, easier to get it done with, is going to find that final pick. And we are kind of seeing a little bit of, a reverse in the cards as compared to last game.
Yeah, we're already seeing Utica start off very, very strong. With this first pistol, I mean, they can't not be aggressive here. They're running 3 duelists with 1 smoker and one sentinel. I mean, it's gonna be so hard to just not rush in all at once, because that's what duelists are meant for. They're meant to push in and make this kind of space, and when you're on defense, you kind of want to do the same thing. You want to be holding these aggressive angles because you know you can get out so quick, especially with blinds, walls, dashes, whatever you have. And Joyce is just proving my point in getting that first pick onto Marcus.
Minx also going to find a second onto Potato. They are doing really well so far.
goodness.
Funhaver Hoff getting a beautiful pick onto Suka before using that dash to get away. Absolutely scot-free. It is already a 5v2. SNHU is not doing very well right now, and Hui falls to Joyce. Funhaver Hoff finding that final pick onto Blitz. What a beautiful third flawless round.
Yeah, I mean, that was all Sheriffs 2, I believe. And that was supposed to be SNHU's bonus there. Or
It's okay.
Yes,
It's okay.
right?
Try again.
No,
Try again.
no, it's okay. I'm sorry. The colors got me because I'm so used to SNHU being green here. But yeah, like as I was saying, that was supposed to be SNHU's win round there, but they just absolutely destroyed them. Now they're running again with these sheriffs with a little bit of shield to help them out. But if this snowball continues and Utica just keeps holding these aggressive angles, SNHU has to change up something in their gameplay because, like I said before, aggressive angles, they will always catch you off guard. And Seeker as well is already getting so close to their spawn.
Marcus Pork finally able to get his first pick onto Funhaver Hob this round. Minx going to find that pick onto Suka. Marcus Pork with a second onto Seeker. Marcus Pork has been doing really, really well so far. Oh, almost everyone lined up for Minx at the right time. That would have been absolutely catastrophic as he was able to find that one shot to get all of them.
Yeah, that would have been really scary.
That would have been a funny round,
Yeah,
but
it would have
only
been.
funny for us.
Right, of course, of course. And now SNHU, they've got to take it slow here. They should probably know by now that Utica just loves to play aggressive. Unfortunately for Will here, he's not going to be as aggressive as the other duelists, just kind of staying back, waiting for any sort of interaction. Looks like he will look away at the wrong moment here as SNHU slowly starts to take up sight. He's just got to wait for his duelist to kind of come back and try and get a couple picks there.
Will almost getting some crispy shots on, but he's just able to get away just with a tiny sub portion of his health. You know, Blitz got so lucky there.
Yeah, Joy's already with an operator there. It's just going to be holding back, trying to get this retake. That deadlock ability just going to restrict any movement as well. Minx coming from behind though.
Unfortunate. You know, if Blitz was able to just move a little bit faster, and obviously it was already half HP, you know, it's definitely very unfortunate. Marcus Pork with his third onto Minx. Potato gonna find that pick onto Will as well. It's a 3v1, it's all up to Joyce. Joyce only has an operator, which, you know, now in the shorter run, kind of looking at it, it's gonna be really tricky for him to kind of get around it. And you can't forget that he does not want to lose his operator here, but he is. That is going to be detrimental to them in the long run because that's what, a 4,900 credit gun?
Something like that. I mean, I couldn't tell you the exact amount, but it's somewhere in the 4,000.
Slacking on the job, my goodness.
Slacking on the job? You didn't even know how much it was.
I just said 4,900.
It's 4,900?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I thought it was a 50 indent. I could be wrong. I don't know. I could be wrong here. But Seeker is going to be having that operator as well, not to mention Marcus Pork.
4,700 credits.
See, I was right.
You were not right.
I was close. And Marcus Pork is also going to match that with an operator of his own, which is really rare to see, especially on the attack. You never want to have an operator just because you're attacking with it. It's difficult. And Joyce with the Vandal is just going to get another headshot to start off this round. And that's a duelist down for SNHU. Might I say, they're only duelist, I believe.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just going to be even harder to try and win these fights here. I mean, you have Sova for initiating, but it's just recon, you know, just finding out where players are. It's just going to be the biggest thing that he can pull off. But for a duelist, it's just you're not going to have a good time here.
We've been seeing SNHU play really slowly so far, and do you think that could be the reason why they're not being able to pick up any of these rounds?
I'm not too sure, but I do know that Utica is playing really aggressive, and they don't want to play slow. They don't want to stop at any time at all. We see their entire team literally rotate over onto A just from a little bit of an interaction here, and that just shows like how prepared they are to just wait for SNHU to push up. Oh, this is so
Choice might be lined up to get some perfect shots onto all of them. And we do see Joyce with a second onto Foy. Potato finally able to find one onto Joyce before he does any more damage to his team. Potato is also going to try to get that plan done. Suka finding one onto Will as well. This could be SNHU's up and up as Marcus Pork with that op going to find one onto Seeker. Potato, that run it back coming out from Minx as well. He's going to try and do some heavy damage, but not before his ult expires right outside. He is going to be up on backside. Marcus Pork finding a second onto Funhaver Hob. Marcus Pork with that op is doing some pretty serious damage. And Minx, it's all up to him in this 1v3 situation. He's going to try and wrap around backside. He's going to try and walk right into
Oh no!
We do see Marcus Pork unfortunately fall to Minx. Suka going to have to find that pick onto him, and you know, they're trying to run back to get that operator.
Yeah, I mean, that operator is so important.
I don't know if they got it in time.
I don't believe they did there, unfortunately.
Oh, that is unfortunate, but that's
Marcus
okay.
Pork can just
He's
afford
just gonna buy
another.
another one.
He can afford it. He's a big man like that even with his own ultimate here, I think for most amount of times we see Chamber pop their ultimate either when it's like last round of the half or on a save. I don't think Chamber should really use their ultimate when they're up, if that makes sense. So normally you want to use it when you're kind of light buying.
Exactly,
so
because
you just have an extra gun to
Yep,
use.
exactly what I was going to say. Same thing with the Blade Storm, you know, on the Jet. You're not trying to pop it. You can pop it obviously whenever you want to, but it makes a lot more sense to save it for when you need more guns. Joy's going to get that better of that altercation down at mid, finding that pick onto Potato. Minx going to try to stand up at Heaven. Oh, unfortunate as Blitz Rage not quite able to get it. Will getting that pick onto Hoy. Marcus Pork finally finding that trade onto Will as well. It is now a 3v2. Suka, looks like both Suka and Marcus Pork might be trying to lead a little bit of a rotate over to B as we see Seeker rotating over to A to stay with his team.
Yeah, I mean, in these scenarios in a 2v3, it's really easy to isolate fights. So kind of just having your teammates there to, you know, kind of catch you in, you know, again, like I said, in these fights, just being able to hold your back. I don't know what the term is. I don't know. I keep forgetting. Like when there's two, like the trade. Just being able to have that trade there.
Oh, Seeker finally finding Marcus Pork because, you know, we can't forget he has an operator of his own. Oh, Funhaver Hoff going to try to get Suka, and we are going to see that team ace as he's able to get that final pick onto Suka. And it's unfortunate, losing 2 operators in a row.
Yeah.
Yes, you could afford it, but it's still going to put a pretty heavy dent into their, as you can see, their economy with them having 0 credits, and now with Utica having 2 operators.
Yeah.
Imagine if we still had the 3rd one in the run.
That would be
so funny.
I don't even know like if they would be able to defend that. Like at that point, like you just have to hit all your you just have to be crispy with it. Like there's no way you can.
That's when you go behind them and knife them off.
I was gonna say that's also an option there, but looks like SNHU just is gonna run into Seeker's
that
operator.
snake bite going to try and isolate that, not isolate that fight, but just push them away just for a little bit. And you know, whenever you're able to just delay a push slightly, that does wonders in making sure that your team is able to get into the right position at the right time. Oh, that grab net coming out, going to be able to help Potato get a nice pick. Will finding 1, finding 2, finding 3 onto Suka. Is he gonna find a 4th? No, Potato right there to stop that push. It is now a 3v2. We're gonna see that Viper Pit come out of Potato as well. Could Potato be the savior of this round?
I'm not too sure here. Joyce though is just gonna hop right into there and stop that.
That is so unfortunate. But sometimes all you need to do is just jump into a Viper's Pit and hope for the best.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like right here, I feel like we should see a timeout come out. Just because I feel like just whatever SNHU is doing right now, the only time it's really worked is when they were fighting that same aggressiveness, having that operator from SNHU and kind of pushing in, holding that bomb. I feel like the move is to not play slow here. You want to be able to just get the person with the operator defending and then just rush in. I feel like that's been working the past I guess the 2 rounds that they won. They've just been super aggressive.
That Viper Spit going to come out immediately from Utica. That's going to cover almost all of A as Seeker is able to find that first pick with that operator onto Suka. That snake bite not quite going where Potato intended it to go as he tries to get his wall up. And Seeker, he is going to be holding this position, but he is now just kind of blocked off by that wall, which is exactly what they need, as he's going to try to get that spike down, and Potato is finally able to get it down as Blitz unfortunately falls into Funhaver Hob and his other operator.
Absolutely. I mean, 2 operators is just as scary as having one here. Joyce, though, is just rushing in, does get headshotted through the wall, left on 70 HP, gonna try and peek 3 members of SNHU.
Oh, Funhaver Hob is gonna try to get onto that spike. The Annihilation coming out of Hoy. Is he gonna be able to find anything? Oh, that hop going to get Hoy before that Annihilation. But the Annihilation still goes off, but it's just not enough in the end as Funhaver Hob is able to find Potato. And it's just so unfortunate with so many things going on at the same time. You know, you obviously want to win that round, but unfortunately, in a battle of numbers, your numbers went down way too quickly.
Yeah, it's just whatever's happening right now. I feel it's just there we go. There's a timeout exactly on round 8.
It's always
like we always see. It's either round 8 or 9. Never anywhere else.
Well, I mean, 8's kind of the magic number. You know, you've had enough rounds to guarantee that there is something going wrong. You know, it's not just your pistol round. It's not just your bonus round. You've had a few rounds to build it up. You've had a few saves. You had a few full buys, and now you know, okay, something's actually wrong.
Yeah.
But like you said, we talked a little bit about it, so let's expand more. You said that it doesn't seem like the passive, you know, slow push is working. So do you think we're going to see more of an aggressive push come out of SNHU after this?
I feel like so, yes. Only because only because the defenders, Utica is holding such aggressive angles, and just slow pushes won't work because of that. Because again, if some person's holding, then I don't think you can see this too well if I use my hands. But if you're holding aggressively,
Just lift your hands up slightly.
If you're holding an aggressive angle and you're just you're slowly walking towards it, you're just that's a guaranteed kill. Like no matter what.
Especially if we're having 2 operators on the enemy team.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Icebox, just like Bind, you have a lot of long kind of corridors that you can look down at, especially when you have the upper hand with an angle. If you're walking up Belt, if you're walking up Ramp, if you're up at Heaven, even if you're just at Yellow, you're trying to hold Elbow, all of those angles and corners, they can guarantee instant picks.
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of times, especially when Viper Ultimates popped, you feel like almost like a sense of relief. You think like, oh, no one's gonna push in like right away, but Joyce literally just hopped in there and just got her own pick there. And Blitz is gonna be blitzing off, getting that first pick on.
Yeah, he's got that Empress immediately. Hav is going to find that pick onto Marcus Pork as well. And just hearing those operators and knowing that there are 2 of them around, it's just enough to incite fear into even the most fearless of hearts.
Absolutely, and especially with this Empress here, I mean, Blitz wants to be rushing in pretty fast, trying to get these picks onto the defenders, and they're pretty much backing off here, waiting for that Empress to run out, as it does very, very quickly here.
Ming's gonna try and shoot Blitz, but it's not quite enough to that barrier mesh. Blitz using that Empress truly to its fullest potential. Oh, Suka gonna be able to get that pick onto Will. Blitz using his right click, just getting one onto Funhaver Hav. And Seeker going down to Blitz as well. Blitz with an incredible 4K. He takes down both ops and almost every single other person in the team. That was an incredible round.
Absolutely. I mean, he ran out of the Empress, and then the dead box. Oh my God! What am I saying? The
please tell me more about the dead box.
The deadlock ability. I couldn't see Phoenix at all. Me personally, like just watching through the spectator cam here, I couldn't see Phoenix through Reyna's camera there. So the fact that he got this kill was insane, because you have to know exactly where these people are. I mean, oh my God, and almost Seeker just got that pick on the Blitz. I thought Marcus Pork was gonna get the kill onto him, but Seeker literally dipped down at the perfect time, and Funhaver Hav is gonna get 2 picks of his own there with the Blade Storm, and it's already down to it. The round is over. It's done. Like I don't know why I'm talking. Like it's gone.
I think it's, as aggressive as SNHU tries to be, Utica just proves again and again that they are even more aggressive. And I guess it really goes to show that having control over a map that people aren't that used to can really give you the upper hand, especially after losing that first map. You don't want to lose the second map. You want to take it into that third map. So having such an unconventional map as Icebox be your second map is a great pick, because that is so unconventional, especially in this map pool right now.
Yeah, and it's I don't know how a way to put it. I mean, you put it pretty well there. And I think since that timeout, we are seeing a lot more aggressiveness come out from SNHU. Yes, it's still kind of pretty slow here, but it's more of just being able to move quicker and make snappier decisions.
Owl Drone going to come out and try to get a little bit of information as that Lear takes all vision away from Will. Blitz going to use that to the best of his ability as a barrier mesh. Sorry, the grab that comes out as well. Oh, Will going to get one onto Hui. Will getting a second onto Potato and a third onto Suka. Blitz finally able to stop that rampage. Oh, unfortunately falls to Minx as he is in his run it back. He is going to try to get one. Marcus Pork getting 3 onto both Joyce and Seeker. It is a 1v1. It is up to Marcus Pork. It is up to Minx. We don't see the spike down yet. They are facing this off. I do believe Minx has more control of the spike at this moment. He knows that Marcus Pork has to walk to him. That rendezvous is going to try and come out, going to be really handy in the the case of a impromptu callback, as we see that happen right there. Believe we might be seeing a full rotate get facilitated.
Yeah, I mean, it would be probably the smartest option here, especially when you don't know where the defenders are. You kind of want to just rotate, maybe reset here, and it looks like he may be going for just an all-around movement here, maybe trying to go for A, try to catch him off guard as he starts to rotate. It could just work out so well in his favor. You never really expect it there. Unfortunate.
So unfortunate.
Unfortunately for Minx there, he was just able to be there at the right time, and Marcus Pork was just, he had his knife out. There's nothing he could really do about that.
Oh, those rounds are always the worst because your palms are sweaty.
Yeah.
Everyone's looking at you. Like it's the same on both teams. And it's so hard because it's like obviously you want to take that round home for, your team, but you also need to make sure that you're like concentrated. And I don't know about you, but I get so clammy.
Oh
I
yeah,
cannot
no,
even
I
hold
cannot
my
blame you.
mouse.
Like it's like those times. It's like a TikTok I saw. It's like when you clutch up and then like when you pick up a glass of water, you're like shaking. It's just those moments where like you just really have to lock in here. And we're not seeing any sort of split push from SNHU at all. They're just absolutely just rushing in again. Blitz with his Empress is just gonna try and get a pick, but the Jet dashes away.
Oh, we are also going to see the Hunter's Fury come out. Blitz going to get that first pick onto Will. I wonder if he knows that Funhaver Hav is right on top of him. Funhaver Hav going to find Suka as Blitz finds that second onto Funhaver. It is all up to the last three members of Utica. We are going to see them try to do a quick rotate over Joyce, Seeker, and Minx. And Minx is back in that same position that he was last round where he was able to get so many picks. Blitz on a third. We might be seeing yet again another Blitz clutch as Minx is able to find one onto Marcus Pork. That grab net once again coming out, stunning just a little bit. Oh, Blitz with a fourth as Hui helps him out, finding that last and final. What a beautiful round coming out of both Blitz and Hui. Blitz has been doing so much impact when it comes to these, desperate last-ditch attempts for rounds. And coming into the start of a new half, what are you hoping to see?
I mean, it's been kind of a rough first half. Seeing SNHU kind of push into what Utica has. I guess just kind of play hard, like hard defense here. You can't really be aggressive because they will win for aggressiveness. I mean, Utica, I feel like has the upper hand here just because of how many duelists they have. They have 3 freaking duelists. I mean, there's so much space you can make, and so many times trades will just work flawlessly because of how aggressive they are. So I feel like you can't be aggressive here. You just have to play your angles, and I feel like SNHU is gonna be playing a lot of retake, and I feel like that would work the best in their moments right now.
Oh, Joy's gonna push up super quickly and falls to Marcus Pork. That's what happens when you don't check your corners.
Yeah, and Marcus Pork with that teleporter as well, just being able to get out right into safety here. As you see, the remaining members of SNHU all push up past A into their spawn.
Oh, Blitz might fall here, and we do see Funhaver Hav and Will getting really, really nice shots onto both Blitz and Hui.
Yeah, I don't know if that was the best movement there, especially with their spawn being extremely wide open. There's not any structures you can really hide behind there. At that point, it's just all free gunplay, and now SNHU making it a 4v2 just kind of has to... They have to play retake here, but it's gonna be tough because it's 4 members versus 2.
Oh, Seeker falling straight to Potato. Funhaver Hav, however, does know he's still there, able to get that trade down on him. Marcus Pork gonna try to get one, but it's not enough as Funhaver Hav finds a third onto Marcus Pork. And I love that animation. You know when you shoot the bubble and they just fall?
No?
So in the Kuronami, in the finisher, it's like you get pushed up into a bubble, but if you shoot the bubble, the body will just...
Really? Oh, that's so funny.
It's really funny.
I never noticed that. That's another fun fact.
I know. I've just got so many fun facts today.
You gotta save them. You gotta spread them out for the next couple of streams. But
no, it's okay because the next stream you better have some fun facts.
Me?
Yeah, exactly.
No, they'll just be regular facts. I don't know if there'll be any fun here. But Utica, they are just, again, super stacked up. And unfortunately for SNHU, they just picked the wrong side to defend here. As all of them are on A. And Marcus Pork is the closest member to the enemy team. Because they are just rushing B. I mean, they've got it basically on lockdown now. They're going to have bomb. And now SNHU is just forced to play retake. And just with the set timer that they already have from the bomb.
That's unfortunate. Retake is always tricky, especially when, you have a team that's playing so aggressive. Joyce with that Spectre pushed all the way up, going to be able to get Suka, but Blitz is thankfully there to get that trade onto him. Marcus Pork going to try to hold that angle. Oh, Seeker falling to Blitz. That's unfortunate, and definitely not something that, Utica wanted to lose as Funhaver Hav able to get 2. Oh my goodness. Will also finding one onto Blitz. Hui finding that trade onto Will, but it's not enough as Funhaver finds a third onto Hui. I wanted to say fourth so badly.
You know what would be funny? If this score would be the exact opposite of what the first map was. Like if it just ended 13-4, or if it would be 13-5, whatever the last one was. But I mean, this is Utica's pick. They're doing pretty well in this moment here. They're having they have these guns, and it's just working in their favor. And with these sheriffs too, I feel like it's not gonna put them that much of a setback here because they're pushing all together. They're able to get these trades, and I feel like no matter what gun they have, they're just able to do it.
Oh, Funhaver Hob with that Guardian. He is just mowing people down. I don't know about you, but the Guardian scares me. The Guardian scares me the most out of every gun.
If you're good with the Guardian, I mean, I'm backing off immediately.
Potato gonna try to use that snake bite, get a little bit of presence as Blitz is able to find a first pick for SNHU onto Seeker. And we are going to see most of, the Utica team player on yellow, player on CT. They're trying to get just a little bit away from them as Blitz is able to find a second pick onto Joyce to bring that down to a 4v3. Potato gonna try to get that defuse out as Manx is able to get one onto Blitz. Suka, Hui, and Funhaver each finding their own pick. But it's not enough for Funhaver as we do see that defuse come down from...
Whoa. Potato's he's just hopping around. He's having a good time, Not a thought behind those eyes as Funhaver have. It's just
a deer caught in headlights. When you're like, oh,
except he didn't turn or anything. He didn't have any action. He just kept jumping. There was nothing there for him. But, he had nothing to lose in that moment there. But I think the last 3 rounds here, UTP has just been pushing the same area, and it's been working out pretty well, especially if it's just Marcus Pork in that little corner that he likes to stay at. They're just running in this area, and they're getting so much space from it, and it's like, yes, it's working, and yes, it's not at the same time.
I think definitely SNHU is finding out that retake works a lot better for them than anything else, as Marcus Pork and Potato are able to get the first 2 picks onto both members in Utica. Potato finding a second onto Funhaver Hob. Hui gonna take a little bit of damage from that snake bite, but it's not enough to deter him from his main mission. It's now a 5v2. We are seeing that spike is not even planted yet with Minx, and
I mean, they're just stuck in this little area here with all defenders. They're just playing these passive angles. They're not playing aggressive, and that's exactly what you want to do in this situation, because UTP is just looking to isolate. That's all you want to do here. Marcus Pork
really nice shots onto Minx. It's all up to Will. Will still does have the spike as well. Oh, beautiful shot onto Hui, but unfortunately falls to Potato, who gets him as his 3rd pick in the Battle of the Vipers. Who's the better Viper?
I guess Potato for this duel here is able to get that win onto that round there. Getting that.
That scythe is so cool. I love that scythe.
The scythe. You like the new bundles? I can never keep up with how many bundles they drop. It's like every 2 weeks.
But that scythe just looks so cool.
Yeah, seeing all these knives, all these cosmetics that people are buying. I mean, it's so cool to see. Just some swing it, use it. It's just nice seeing all these guns. So that gun that the Reyna has is my favorite skin. I forget the name.
We aren't going to see 2 full buys coming out of both teams. However, a little bit more of a relaxed buy, definitely with the back and forth of rounds that we are seeing from both teams. It's going to be a little bit harder to get those full buys up. Joyce once again running it down all the way down B, getting that Leer out as well. The Cloud Burst is going to give her just a little bit of cover. And, as Reyna, having your Leers, they're so important, but obviously having only 2 of them and them not being rechargeable, it's a little bit tricky, but Hui going to find that first pick onto Seeker as he's looking for a second. Minx is going to be all the way up at Kitchen, going to try to slowly retreat down ramp. That sound sensor might just be all Hui needs to get yet again another pick, as Funhaver Hob having that Blade Storm out, going to try to get some pretty solid picks as he's rotated over to A. Oh, that Hell Drone going to get a lot of information, but doesn't quite look at the right place as Funhaver Hob uses that to draft all the way over. Finds 2 onto both Suka and Hui. Will finding 1 onto Blitz as well. It's down to a 4v2. Oh, Minx not quite able. Oh, he does find Potato in the end.
That's I didn't even know there was a tiny little hole.
Yeah, there's a window now all the way over at Kitchen. That was one of the new map updates.
That was I must have missed it or something. But that's crazy. Having that little window there, I mean, you can just catch any defender off guard.
Yeah, you can jump into it. You can jump out of it.
Really?
Yep. The first time I found out through it, I was so sad because I thought I was like nicely hidden. I was like, no one's gonna find me here.
And then it's just blink.
I know. I was like, how did they see me? And everyone's like, are you okay in the head? There's
there's a window.
I'm like, oopsies. And then you have the questions like, oh, are you playing with your monitor on? But we are going to see that Turtle Force come out already from Marcus Pork. So hopefully that's able to do quite a lot of damage as he used to. Oh, the Annihilation coming out from Joyce. And Hui finding a second onto Seeker. Also going to get that barrier mesh down. That's going to block off most of mid as Hui gets finally that pick onto Joyce. Minx is going to be looking at Kitchen and And like you see that window over there might be just enough for him to grab the spike. Suka and Blitz
Oh
working
my.
together in a team, they might not be looking at Will, who is poised to get both of them immediately. This is a dangerous angle to be playing off of. But if Will,
I mean, they're playing up and
if
down.
Will walks into them, it is over. As
There
we
we
see,
go.
that was a beautiful example of being patient.
Yes, I mean, pushing up aggressiveness is very cool, but you know, especially when you're pushing into an open area, it's pretty scary to do so here. And they actually know that Funhammer is in that area. Blitz is gonna get another pick, I believe his second, and now it's all down to Minx here. He has the run it back, he has his abilities, but is it worth it at 11 to 6 here? I don't know.
It really might not be. Oh, Suka getting really nice shots all the way from so far away.
Yeah. All the way from so far away is a great way to describe that. I wouldn't have put it any other way there. Just getting those shots with such a small pixel on your screen. If you're able to hit that, then props. You know, that's all I can say. Right.
I'm sorry. I'm just.
It's okay. Will and Joyce and Mixer all have their ultimates. That is 2 duelists here. We did see Funhammer pop his the last couple of
So
rounds
did Marcus
there.
Pork. He just popped his Tour de Force last round. I'm not too sure if he got too much value out of that, but I'm sure that did help with the save just a little bit. Oh, Joyce might be
my.
walking right into Blitz. Blitz using that. Suka also getting one onto Minx. Funhammer Hop finally getting that trade back onto Blitz, which is a really, really good trade for Utica to get because Blitz has been destroying Utica's forces.
Oh yeah, I mean Blitz has literally just been popping off. The Empress, the Blind, I mean he's been able to just get those picks and just work around with that in here. We're seeing that UTP is not really going to move from this area here, maybe going for a fake rotate, but it seems like B has always been their best map to really push from. It's not like you know, A worked out too well for them. Yes, they got a lot of picks, but it just always seems like B has been the reliable push, the thing that they've been doing. I mean, how many times have they pushed B? I want to say like maybe like 5 rounds, like in a row consistently. I'm assuming. Maybe.
Definitely, they have been pushing B a lot, and that's because that's something they're very comfortable with. And judging by their aggressiveness, you know, you can see why. They have great long corners to kind of go across. It's not as windy. You're able to use that Leer, the Cloud Burst, Snake Bites, just to clear out a lot of areas and corners that you otherwise wouldn't be able to. Suka almost getting caught out, but getting that beautiful trade onto Funhammer Hop to bring that down to a 2v4. It is all up to Will and Seeker. Will might be walking once again straight into Suka, but Suka is going to get flashed out with that Snake Bite, and that's just really unfortunate because being behind yellow gives you a great vantage point.
Yeah. It's especially, but when you're vulnerable there, it's not going to work out too well. Seeker left on 8 HP is going to get that kill onto Marcus Pork, but they got to
only have
now.
4 seconds.
They have to stick this, and Potato Snake Bite is just going to delay that there. Left on 8 HP, he's got to try and save here. He cannot lose his gun.
That was a great round coming out of them. Potato is going to take that gun away from Seeker, and you know, that's one thing that a lot of people forget. They forget that you can just play for time. And by people, I mean me. I am people.
You are people.
I am 200% people. I am so impatient, and it's like playing for time is one of the best defense strategies you can use.
Yeah.
Especially as a defender, you know that they have to come to you. They have to push into you. But it's like, I want to go out to the action.
Yeah, it's like, you know, when you're used to playing so aggressive and you want to get in there and you're just like I want to get these kills, just playing for time and waiting for what the next move is going to be, it can always be so reliable here. And that Tour de Force on the attack can be really scary here.
Yeah, Seeker gonna just catch a little glimpse of Suka's shoulder, but not quite able to get him. His Blitz once again on a rampage, gonna be able to find Funhammer Hop. However, oh, that's so unfortunate. The Devour is going to give him away.
They're playing. They played so aggressive, and now they're playing so passive. It's so confusing where they're gonna push up with this. We see the run it back and the Viper's may come out.
But Suka gonna be able to get that run it back before it does any more damage. Potato finding Joyce. Minx going to get that trade onto Potato, but Suka right there behind Potato to make sure that he does not go untraded. This is now a 3v2 situation. Obviously, with that Viper's pit up, it's pretty tricky, and just like what we saw in the last round, sometimes all you have to do is run into the Viper's pit, and Suka and Marcus Pork proved me completely wrong by not only not running into the Viper's pit, but both finding their own picks.
Yeah, I think SNHU playing this hard defense that they've been playing, I don't think they've been really aggressive, except for that one like pistol round that one time. But they've been playing pretty far back, and it's been working so well in their favor. I mean, look at the scoreboard now. It's 11-9. It's like slowly getting closer.
Caster curse.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know Castle Curse was a thing. But the scoreboard is getting closer and closer together, so there's less wiggle room for UTP to really be losing these rounds.
Looks like Potato's going to try to pop his Viper's Pit immediately, which is a wonderful read, especially since we see every single Utica member try to kind of compact towards A. And we see that Viper's Pit take up so much space. It's actually crazy. That Hunter's Fury not quite able to find anyone as of yet. The Empress coming out as well from Blitz. That's 3 ultimates coming out from SNHU. This is an incredibly high investment round. Suka is able to find that first pick onto Joyce. Blitz finding one onto Minx. Seeker finally finding one for Utica onto Suka. Blitz finding a second onto Will. Blitz finding a third onto Fun Haver Hop. It is a 1v4 situation. Is Blitz going to find a fourth yet again? Or is Seeker going to be able to make it out with his life? He's going to try to use that zipline. He might drop right into the heart of the Viper's Pit. He sees Potato. He's going to drop Potato. But going to take him out.
I mean, if you can guarantee a kill, why not? If you can get a pick onto the Viper's Pit who's just holding in a corner, and you just right on top, you might as well just jump on top of him like Spider-Man there.
What a lot of ultimates getting used last
Yeah,
round.
that was a lot. I didn't expect a lot. Like you said, just I don't know how else the way to say it. Just a lot of ultimates being used. It was a costly round. It was just like,
I heard of this terminology called a death ball. I don't know if it's like actually
I don't know what that is.
terminologically correct, but apparently a death ball is when you throw everything at the same time.
Just like ult doping,
Yeah,
just like
literally
Overwatch 2.
everything.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just those rounds like that. It's so hard to push into because when you have all those scary voice lines, you don't want to. You're just stuck there,
Joy's gonna find that first pick onto Hoy. It looks like Utica is very upset about the way they've been losing so far because they were doing so well and they are determined to get back on. Potato, Marcus Pork, each able to find one of their own as Seeker takes out yet another to bring that down to a 1v3, and Joyce just finishes that round off as Seeker tries to get that plant down. What an incredibly quick round, bringing us into match point.
Yeah, this is going to be, I mean, SNHU has to win 2 rounds in a row here.
Yep.
With their current economy, it's not impossible, but it's
That op is definitely a very tricky buy, I would say.
I would say so too, but Marcus Pork has been able to hit his shots. If you play Chamber, you just have to be good at opping. We see Seeker also have an operator tier, so it's not too uncommon that Chamber always plays operator, but on the defense, it's going to be super important, especially on A here, just being able to get that tiny little spot right at Heaven, or even on B. You just want to get the read on where they're going to be pushing here. Suka is just going to be pushed up and get that kill onto Joyce. That's a duelist down, and that's someone that they can't open up with anymore.
Yeah, and like you said, with Reyna being such a selfish champion, sometimes it's so much easier to have Reyna just push forward by herself to get all of those picks and blind, to just everything that she can to get that information, because having a duelist means you must entry into site. No matter what you want to say around it, you must do that. And being a duelist down just makes it very tricky to do so.
Absolutely here, and Hui gonna be stuck in that area. Seeker can't plant because of the the
tiny
Phoenix.
little gap.
Yeah, the Phoenix wall there, and now Hui is just gonna be. Yeah, there's four attackers right there, and Hui's gonna be the one to try and put a stop to it.
Spike planted.
Not quite able to find anyone through the barrier mesh and the grab net. That's really unfortunate. But Suka going to be able to find his second pick of the round. Suka's been doing really good this round, finding the only 2 picks of